Art is changing. I feel it in the water. I feel it in the earth. I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. It began with the Fellowship of the Ring, a simple movie with great actors and heroes, but they were all of them deceived. For another fellowship was made. Deep in the Twitch stream, the Dark Lord Art by Sutherland forged an animal fellowship, and into this fellowship he poured his creativity, his strangeness, and his pride. One fellowship to rule them all. Yeah, you heard correctly. I have embarked on a journey of my own to create the famous fellowship.
You shall be the Fellowship of the Ring.
Right.
But as animals. Also, don't forget, I'm on the march to 1,000 subs. You can support it by subscribing, sharing, and liking, and doing all the stuff. Sam, he's a tried and true friend, the companion that wouldn't quit, except for that brief time just before the spiders. And he can't carry our rings, but he can carry us. So I thought it was quite appropriate to draw him as a golden retriever, loyal to all ends, fond of foods, and golden brown hair. You know it works. In the actual drawing, I'm planning to have them all in the very famous fellowship pose, but I didn't want to simply lock in that style. For the hobbits in particular, I focused on some of their finer clothing and cloaks post their visit to Galadriel. That said, as with all the hobbits, it comes down to layering a bunch of overcoats and cloaks and such to make a little gentleman. I hope you enjoy my Sam, and I'll catch you when I start the Frodo. Frodo, a man who can hold off temptation until the bitter end, but then obviously has some trouble. My live stream chat suggested a ferret for Frodo, and I don't know why it works, but it works. There's this sort of sweet innocence to the ferret, at least the references I use, and that really pulls out something of Frodo. Here too, he needed a layering of cloaks and coats and such, and of course the iconic ring on the chain, and yeah, I hope you like how he turned out. We have Gimli, and what a plan we came up for this one. I had told my chat that scale wasn't an issue, so you could have a small animal become a big human, or a big animal become a smaller hobbit, or in this case, a dwarf. We brainstormed a bit and came up with Gimli Bear. Now for this project we ended up with an age-old problem, what to do about hair versus fur. So, for the most part in this series, I landed on a simple rule. Beards, mustaches, and the like are hair. Everything else, fur. And so our gruff and tumble bear became a Gimli. I hope you enjoy the final reveal. Up next is Legolas, and I have to apologize for this one in advance. It takes a turn. We did an Afghan Hound because it has lovely blonde hair and, Legolas. But as I sketched the image and I worked towards the final, he went real derpy with a solid blep. I'm just saying, maybe this Legolas gets left behind for the mission. He does not look prepared. But otherwise, I hope you enjoy Legolas, the Afghan Hound. Aragorn was a tough animal to cast. We went in a few directions in our initial brainstorm, but landed on a llama. I actually may have drawn an alpaca by mistake, but the idea is there. Strength and kindness, and apparently that's what llamas feel like, so it was interesting to make this one work, trying to gauge the clothing problem. Where exactly do clothes go on a llama in human clothing? Does he have arms? But thankfully, he's in the back of our final image, so some of those questions got answered, but they'll be hidden. Hope you enjoy Aragorn. And to round out this episode, we have Boromir. Oh, Boromir. I have such a strong feeling about how you were done wrong in this world. There's a sadness to Boromir, which is why we went with a boxer. A sort of strength and droopy face. A boxer. Ready to play poker with other dogs, or to try to take the ring from Ferret Frodo. He won't be in the Fellowship long, but he's a good boy at heart. Hope you enjoy Boromir. Pippin has been cast as a Fennec fox. I think it's because Pippin has this mix of charm and innocence, but also mischievousness, that really gets captured by this fox. Also, for some reason, Pippin really feels like the smaller of the hobbits, so the more narrow and slender face really works. I hope you like the final reveal of Pippin. Oh, Gandalf, here in the gray, soon to be the white, but for some reason casted as a turkey. Now this was a choice, a real choice. Presumably it came from a need for old man wrinkles, and it posed some special issues, most particularly with the placement and need for that red droopy bit under the turkey beak. Either way, this ends up being my favorite of all the characters. I hope you enjoy the final reveal. And finally, Merry. Merry is a ram. The brash and tough nature of Merry lends to the ram style. I struggled a bit with the horns, whether it should be large and spiral or pointy and small, and I generally like the balance that was struck. In the end, Merry the ram makes a fine addition to our fellowship, and I hope you like the final reveal. And that is our fellowship. 9 who left Rivendell and soon thereafter fell apart, but the idea was solid. Do let me know which is your favorite character, if I got any wrong, if you have any ideas for iconic groups of characters to make animals of for future videos. In the meantime, I'm on that march to 1,000 subscribers. Help out by subbing, commenting, liking, dancing? I don't really know. Whatever you can do is always appreciated. Either way, I'm glad you're here. That's more than enough for me. And until next time, keep being awesome. Bye!